Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks, buckle up, because this is one of the most shocking and impactful trades we've seen in recent NFL history. Rumors had been swirling around the league about the Buffalo Bills, a team that's been trying to find its footing this season with a shaky 1-3 record and a cap space that's pretty tight at just about $8 million. But what happened next? It's a blockbuster move that's sending shockwaves through the league, especially in the AFC North. The Bills, battling their own struggles, have decided to shake things up by trading away one of the most devastating pass rushers in the league, Joey Bosa, the all-pro edge who's been a nightmare for offensive lines across the NFL. And who's he heading to? That's right, to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This trade isn't just about swapping a player, it's a statement. The Bills, in a tough cap situation, have sent Bosa to Pittsburgh in exchange for Alex Highsmith and a fifth-round pick in 2026. Now, if you're a Steelers fan, you already know what this means for your team's defense. Highsmith, who's been solid but perhaps not quite at Bosa's level, now joins a defense that's already looking like one of the most formidable in the league. Pair him up with T.J. Watt, and you're talking about a duo that strikes fear into any quarterback. And let's not forget the context here. Bosa, drafted in the first round back in 2016, is a player who's been a wrecking ball on the edge, consistently delivering pressure, sacks, and forcing turnovers. In 2025, up until September 15th, he's already racked up 5 sacks, 22 pressures, and boasts a PFF pass rush grade of 98. That's elite. His win rate against double teams is around 26%, and he's also added 14 tackles. His career stats: they're staggering: 72 sacks, 168 QB hits, and an EPA per pass snap of -0.24, which puts him in the top 5 of NFL pass rushers. Plus, he's forced 9 fumbles. This guy is a true game changer, a kind of player that elevates any defense he joins. His physical profile is impressive, characterized by a furiously quick first step and a bend that reminds many of Von Miller at his best. His run-stopping ability is also noteworthy, with a run-stop grade of 86.4 and allowing just 2.8 yards per contact. Of course, injuries have played a part in his recent career. A groin strain in 2025 limited his snaps, and he's recovered fully from an ACL tear he suffered in 2022. But the potential is undeniable. His overall PFF grade last year was 93.1, with a pressure rate of 24%, and his versatility allows him to thrive in both 4-3 and 3-4 schemes. His EPA versus the run is also a solid +0.18, showing he's not just a pass rusher but a well-rounded defender. Now, let's talk about the impact this trade is going to have on the Steelers' defense, which has already been playing at a high level. Pittsburgh ranks 3rd in the league in sacks, averaging about 3.1 per game. With the addition of Bosa, that number could skyrocket. If we do the math, adding Bosa could bring the Steelers' sacks per game up to around 5, maybe even higher. That's a seismic shift. Pairing Bosa with Watt creates a duo that's going to terrorize opposing offensive lines, especially in critical moments. The analytics back this up too. The combined EPA per play for this pair could jump to +0.28, similar to what we saw with the Eagles after their Huff trade in 2024, which increased their pressure rate by 22%. And it's not just about sacks. The presence of Bosa and Watt on the field makes the entire defense more aggressive, more unpredictable, and significantly harder to game plan against. Opposing quarterbacks will have less time, and that translates into more turnovers, more mistakes, and more opportunities for Pittsburgh's offense to capitalize. The Steelers' offense, already benefiting from a solid core, will find more chances to create turnovers, the kind of momentum swings that can define a season. Looking at the stats comparing Bosa and Highsmith, the difference is clear. Bosa averages over 1-2 sacks per game, with a win rate against blockers of around 10% and a run-stop grade of 86.4. Highsmith, while good, doesn't quite match that level of dominance, but he's a very capable player who will benefit from the presence of Bosa. The addition of Bosa is likely to boost Highsmith's production as well, creating a complementary dynamic that should make the Steelers' pass rush one of the most feared in the league. Now, let's consider how this move impacts the Steelers' offensive strategy. With the defense becoming more formidable, the team can afford to take more risks offensively. The current roster has been performing well, especially with the emergence of their quarterback and key playmakers, but the defense's upgrade will allow them to control games more comfortably. It's a recipe for sustained success. And with the playoffs approaching, every game becomes crucial. The Steelers now have a real shot at elevating their standing, especially considering the bolstering of their pass rush. Beyond the immediate impact, there's a broader perspective here. This trade echoes earlier blockbuster deals, like when the Bears acquired Khalil Mack in 2018, which dramatically improved their defense and helped them reach the playoffs. It's a move that signals Pittsburgh's serious intent to contend once again. The team's historical reputation as a defensive juggernaut, the Steel Curtain era, is alive and well. This trade feels like a return to those roots, with a modern twist. The Steelers are building a defense that's not just good, it's elite, and it's going to make life miserable for opposing quarterbacks for years to come. Now, let's talk about the Super Bowl odds. After this trade, the Steelers' chances of making a deep playoff run and competing for the title have significantly increased. Prior to the trade, their odds hovered around +6,200, meaning they were considered underdogs by most betting markets. But now, with the addition of Joey Bosa, those odds have improved to around +3,100. That's a huge jump, and it reflects the league's recognition of how much this move enhances Pittsburgh's chances. Analytics support this shift, showing that Bosa's presence is especially impactful in pass-heavy matchups like against teams like the Chiefs, where the ability to pressure the quarterback consistently can make all the difference. His 7.9 yards allowed per attempt in 2025 is already impressive, and with increased pressure, he could be a game-changer in the postseason. It's also worth mentioning that this move could have ripple effects across the league. Other teams will have to adjust their game plans, knowing that the Steelers now have one of the most formidable pass rush duos in the NFL. The combination of Watt and Bosa could be the catalyst that elevates the Steelers from a good team to a true championship contender. The defense's ability to generate pressure and turnovers could be the missing piece that puts them over the top, especially in tight playoff games where every play counts. And let's not forget the impact on the Bills. Yes, they're losing a star in Bosa, but this move might be part of a broader rebuild. They're clearly prioritizing cap flexibility and draft capital for future growth. For the Bills, this is a tough but strategic move, and it could pay off down the line if they can supplement the roster with young talent and draft picks. But right now, the focus is on how this trade transforms the Steelers' defense and their championship hopes. In conclusion, this trade isn't just a typical NFL transaction, it's a statement. It's Pittsburgh saying, "We're here to contend, and we're willing to make bold moves to do it." The addition of Joey Bosa, paired with TJ Watt, creates a defensive front that many will compare to the great Steel Curtain era. It elevates the team into a true juggernaut, and it's going to make the AFC North even more competitive and unpredictable. The Steelers' defense is now a weapon capable of dominating games from start to finish, and that's exactly what they need if they want to go all the way. So, Steelers fans, get ready. The road to another Super Bowl is looking more promising than ever, and this move could be the tipping point. The AFC is loaded, but with the addition of Bosa, Pittsburgh is now a team that no one will want to face in January. The league's elite are noticing, and the Steelers are positioning themselves as serious contenders once again. Keep your eyes on this team, because the story is just beginning, and it's going to be a thrilling ride to the playoffs. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, I'll be back soon with more in-depth coverage, analysis, and updates on your Pittsburgh Steelers. Stay passionate, stay loud, and let's go Steelers. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.